Good morning, world. So happy to see you today. My name is Dr. Glenn Toby. I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. At a very, very young age, I experienced youth homelessness. My challenges in this world have become parts of the toolbox that I use. Weapons that have been formed against me, I've been able to repurpose, to channel, to direct, and to guide to make it a useful part of how I paint the landscape of not just the world that I want to see tomorrow, but the world that I want to see me today. So let me tell you a little bit about it. When I was young, I experienced youth homelessness from the age of 8 to the 7th grade. I moved around with relatives, friends, government support, and kind people who were charitable, who believed in grace, empathy, and had mercy on a family that they saw: my mother, my brother, and my grandmother. Much of my travels were with my mother and my brother Randall. We moved around from hotels, friends, sometimes sleeping in public places, and being disrupted. But as a child, I looked through the window of life, and the window of a bus I was traveling in or a hotel that I was in. And I saw the world as a landscape. I saw the world as in the inner part of my soul, in the inner part of the core of me as a being, as a young, undeveloped person. I had vision, and I believed that the world was bigger than what I saw. And what I didn't see, I prayed to God to open up a universe that would allow me to put the colors, the sound, the feeling of a world that I wanted to see. And I'll explain how that followed me later on. I always saw the world as a giant playground. I bounced around. I wasn't a child that was in pain. I wasn't a young, youthful person that was all over the place. I was a person full of imagination and creativity and purpose. And many of those skills that were developed to make me the person that I am today were inherently, and I'd say generically, organically birthed in me. So I would listen as a child. Or if I wasn't watching television, I'd listen to the sounds of the streets of New York City. I would listen to cries, whether it was a baby crying going by, if it was someone selling something on a street corner in New York, the sound of the subway when we would travel, the aches and pains of humanity. I picked that up in my spirit. And what I realized is, from the beginning of our life, we have a shopping cart when you put things in to go shop, or a sack or a box. And many times in these boxes, there are things we put in the boxes, as many of you know, if you're moving, if you're storing something, if you're putting something away, or if someone hands you a box, they hand it to you to take something from it to pass around. I realize that we have not just one box in life, we have multiple boxes. And there are 4 boxes that I believe truly shape your life. The boxes that shape your life are the ones that you can carry the hurt, the pain, the destruction, the experience, the things that impair us, the things that give us awareness. We carry these boxes, we don't realize it. And generally, oftentimes we'll find we have a box that we keep our thoughts, our memories, our collective consciousness, our ideas. The ideas that we generate, we know are inside the box. The ideas that have been indelibly placed in our subconscious mind, that have been projected onto us, they're there in the mind, in the consciousness. Then oftentimes we'll have a second box. That box is the things that we carry and we collect. Material things, items, whether it's a lack of things that are not in that box that we're supposed to place there, or there are things that are in the box, whether it's clothes, toys, if it's real estate, if it's inside that box. Some people perceive people or opportunities of only themselves, not as a collective, unified experience. Some people see people as objects. Some people see houses, cars, money, jewelry, money, not just in, I'd say, the financial side, but I'm talking about human currency, human capital, spiritual capital. That can be money too. Our resources, our talent, the things that we have that are valuable to us. It could be a special gift that we have. If you're an athlete, if you're in science, if you're a collaborator that's a artist that knows how to paint or sing or speak, that gift of yours might be in that second box. In that third box, we have what we are building in our life, the ideology, the philosophy, the business that we have, a concept. It could be software that you create. It could be the way that you do certain things. It could be you're a creative person, right? Maybe you are a teacher. You're a politician. You're a speaker, or maybe you work with your hands. That's the third box. That's the physical box that oftentimes becomes your currency in life. Your way, how you earn your wages, how you bring your life, how you connect with people. And then in that fourth box, it's your legacy. It's what will be left behind. It's the work that you'll do. It's the offerings that you'll bring to the world. It's what you're sharing with others. So those are the four boxes that I'm talking about. You know, we need to have all of these different elements, these experiences, these gifts, and oftentimes the pain, the failure, the experiences that we have that we think we're not connecting to because they're not inside a physical box. They're in a spiritual box that maybe we think we can't reach. But that box has things that others will reach us through. How we look at the world, how we view others, the interpretation, the things that we hear, the things that we see that are not conscious. They're how people look at us. Because oftentimes we're looking at other people because we're searching to find a way to connect. You see anger in someone, and when you see their anger, you might say to yourself, why is this person so angry? This is hurting me. I don't want this pain. Some of us will absorb that anger and say, you know what? I can relate to how this person feels. This connectivity is the tissue, the spiritual, the emotional. Some of us see it as magic. Some of us see it as karma. Some of us call it a blessing. But it lives with us in continuity. Many of you are in India, Africa, Asia, the United States of America. Some of you are in Brazil. We're all connected by a connective tissue that's not physical, it's spiritual. And we draw in the conscious sometimes by going into boxes and presenting the person that you think you are, the person that you want to be, or sometimes the person that you are. You've heard the term of a has-been, or someone that's washed up, or someone that no longer has their gifts. Something's been lost or taken from them. There's a failure to connect with our gift, a failure to find, to cultivate, or to continue to develop our personality, our spirituality, our assignment in life. And many of us are trying to find it. But everything in our life is in these four boxes. I say to you, it shows up when you don't show up. If you're aware of it, your temper, your emotions, how you see things, and what you bring to the table. Ladies, gentlemen, families, and friends from all around the world, we are spiritually and indelibly forever connected to one another. From the day that we're born, from our connection to our mother, from when our father brings us to our mother and we connect, we become a conscious part, relativity, or the relativity, the life, the breath that we breathe. All that we are, the way we show up in this physical state is because we are connected by this tissue. That tissue is the embryonic physical connection that we come through the embryo to come through our mother who brings us into this world. But there's a symbolic connection and there is a spiritual connection. And we emulate this connection by the way we're seeing the world. When you see the way the world sees you and the way you see the world and put it together, that is the whole of you people. That is all of us. It doesn't limit us. It gives us a limitless connection to be able to go into these four boxes as I've described. The consciousness of our past, it's there. It shows up when we're sleeping, when we're awake. What we craft, what we draw, what we present, how we speak, how we dress, how we move, how we connect to other people, that second box. When you bring these four boxes together and you're able to have continuity to reach into each of them when you need to. The emotional box where you're able to find empathy, patience, respect, whether it pulls on a part of your body that brings tears, your soul, you cry, you're patient, you want to share, you want to give to somebody. If someone goes into the physical box where you feel like you're not protected, you're not safe, maybe you feel someone's going to harm you, someone's insulting you, or you're just communicating with somebody without a conscious connection. That connections that you pull from the four boxes. Someone's coming down the street, or they're driving, or they come in your office and you feel unsafe, and you guard yourself. You're drawing from that box of fear, of pain, or from experience, whether it's a conscious experience from something that happened to you, or maybe it's spiritual and it's going all the way back to a lifetime, to your ancestors. When we show up in life every day and we are able to reach into that box and do what we need to do to present, to find, and to know that it's important for us to speak to the universe in a collective consciousness, not just from the boxes that we have, but from the boxes that people put us in. When someone frames us to be something that we're not, whether it's angry, sad, happy, greedy, emotional, in pain, or an angel. Some people show up to others as an angel. So we're able to resonate and be able to kind of feel the temperament or touch the space where everybody meets us, where it all connects. We call it homeostasis, when the mind, the body, and the soul resonate. You show up not presenting what you are, but you are presented by what you were, what you're going to be, what you are, what someone else sees. That's how we connect to the universe. And oftentimes people will see us say, we're reflecting to them off of who they are. And they're representing back to us, whether it's fear, whether it's anger, whether it's openness, whether it's love, whether it's a warm connection. Someone else is perceiving you to be something that you are or you are not. Someone else is putting you in a box. That's what that term comes from. There it is. People see you in the box. Some of us operate outside of the box, thinking outside of the box. But it isn't just one box. When you're thinking outside the box and it doesn't show up to someone else and it's not working and you're not wholly becoming who they see you as, you have other boxes. They see you as angry. They see you emotional. They see you as greedy. They see you as in pain. They see you as too smart. They may see you as a fool. Then you resonate and pull from the other box. Whether you're pulling from that box, that's the box of patience, the box of experience, the box of a knowingness that you have from practicing, training, learning, and retaining wisdom or experiences that you can go back and forth and exchange. My premise to you, I'd say, is don't allow people to put you in the box. Live outside of the box. And if you're representing yourself a certain way that doesn't resonate with the rest of the world, that doesn't resonate with your soul or your purpose, change the box. Make sure that you're curating, maintaining, and retaining all of your gifts, offerings. Work on these things that you don't have. If you need to have more patience, if you need to slow back your temper, if you need to resonate with others with passion, with empathy, with excitement, find your gifts and find out what you have and how you need to bring it together so you can connect with others so that people don't frame you out to put you in the box. This is a world of freedom. This is a world of purpose. This is a platform like here we are today. We're speaking Mondays live on the Global Speakers Talk Network. And I tell you what happens. We can shape our lives by with everything that we have, the good, the bad, the ugly, the weak, the strong, the good that's in you, the good that's within others. We have to constantly paint and move as though we have a brush, and we're going to get the paint out of each of those boxes, and we're painting this oneness to get this giant collective picture that resonates with people from the mind, the body, and the soul. Not just what they see, but what they don't see. And when you're not connecting with someone in the wholeness of it, if you're not presenting or showing up in one way as what this person needs to see you, they want to see perfection or they want to see it. They're only seeing an imperfection. Go into the boxes, people. Go into the spaces that you can't see. Spiritually resonate with consciousness. Tap into your unconsciousness by critical thinking, by having a collective consciousness that you're able to not just see what's in you, but to try to find doing the spiritual work, the emotional work, the intellectual work, so that if someone does put you in a box, maybe for the moment, maybe for the day, there's always another box. When those four come together, it's a boxing like a match. You'll knock out the world or be delivered. Thank you. I hope you understand not just what I'm saying, but you have an understanding for yourself that the 4 boxes that shape your life are under your control, are under your demand, are in your power. Thank you for listening to me today on the Global Speakers Talk Network. I'm Dr. Glenn Toby, and I hope your Mondays are not just live like now, but they live.